Good morning, everybody. It's Sarah, and it's time for Coffee and Crochet with Sarah. I read something this morning. It said, never underestimate the power of a woman with a crochet hook. And I think that would be anybody with a crochet hook. Isn't this awesome? It's a cue. I've had it a long time. Well, good morning, everybody. Like I said, it's Sarah. And I see some of you already popping in. There's Karen and Michelle and Stacy. And so we have a lot of things to cover today. I want to talk a little bit more about what we talked about last week with the symbols on the labels and washing yarn. I've got some fun things to show you. I've also got new patterns, new videos, and so there's a new yarn. And so we're going to just move along really, really fast. But we also are going to reveal the winner of the November giveaway. And I'm really excited about this one because it's a really neat giveaway. And then, of course, the first Tuesday in December, I'll tell you all about the fun December giveaway. And I'm still, I'm just so excited about it. I'm still putting things together for it. And I'm really excited about some of the things that have come in for the December giveaway. Well, I see Stacy and Susan and Marlene and Carol and Talana, sorry. Tina, I was trying to say Tina and Talana at the same time. Didn't work. Lisa Ann, I love your name. That's my precious sister's name that went to heaven last year. Sarah, of course, that's my name. Only I don't spell my name with an H. Mine is just the Greek spelling, S-A-R-A, although I'm not Greek. I see Joy and Stacy. Barbara, Dana, Dawn, Lori, Jerry, Pat, Kathy. I just, like I said, I love seeing your names and I love saying them out. Everybody says it's like romper room, but I don't care if you don't care. I love saying your names out because I love reading them. I love seeing new names and I love seeing a lot of you that have been following me for a long time. All right, now, before we do our giveaway announcement, I want to wait till a few more people get a chance to pop in. And so one thing I want to do is I'm going to click down over to my other camera and talk about this real quick. Last week when we were talking about the symbols on our yarn, I pointed to this symbol and said dry cleaning. What I meant to say is dryer. And I've got two different ones here because I want to show you. This one is acrylic and the dot is telling you that you can tumble dry what you make with this yarn. This is 100% wool. It's that chick sheep. And you'll see the line right there. In that square, there's a straight line. That means don't dry it. Because it's 100% wool, you lay it out flat to dry. All right, last week I misspoke. Like I said, I pointed to it and said dry cleaning, and I meant to say dryer. All right, I got a few questions about that. And one thing to remember, whether it's acrylic or wool, always read the label. It will tell you because some are blends. You know, you can't, you know, if they blend together an alpaca and acrylic, you might have to wash that a little bit different. Things that have animal fibers in them really shouldn't be tossed in the dryer unless the label tells you to. Because remember, wool will felt and acrylic will not. Okay, but if you get some of those cakes that have wool and acrylic together and they're wound together, they're going to tell you probably to maybe wash it on, you know, gentle cycle and lay it out flat to dry. So I just wanted to clarify that from last week. You know, every now and then my mouth gets away from me. I mean, really. And so I just wanted to make sure you understood what I was talking about last week. All right, the main thing is when you're washing something that you've made with yarn, check the label. And if the label doesn't have the symbols, check what it's made out of. If it has animal fiber, I suggest you lay it out flat to dry. And your animal fibers are, you know, wool, alpaca, llama, Angora, cashmere, things that come from animals like bunnies and things like that. and, you know, sheep. And there are so many different kinds of sheep out there, and you can get so many different kinds of wonderful yarn when they shear those sheep. So just remember to be careful and check your yarn label. Okay, now I had a question that said, I have a yarn, it has no label. All right, I'm going to tell you something, and I get laughed at about this, but I'm going to tell you something. Cut off a piece of that yarn, put it in the water, you know, just warm water in a bowl and move it around. If it starts getting really fuzzy and felting, it's probably got wool or animal fiber in it. Don't put it in the dryer. But another thing you can do is when it's wet, you can smell it. I know that sounds crazy, but you can. And if it smells like a wet dog, it probably has some sort of animal fiber in it. If it just smells like yarn, acrylic or something, then it probably doesn't. It's just something I learned a long time ago because I was moving around. It was when I was doing some dyeing, and I picked it up and I'm like, oh my word, that smells like my dog's after a bath. I know it's nuts. It's crazy, but it works. All righty. It looks like quite a bit more of you have clinked in here. We've got Susan and I already said Talana. I just like saying your name because I like your name. Rita, Cheryl, Brenda, Jennifer. All right, let's go ahead and clink in. And I've got my fall cup again because we're in November. Can you believe it? The third week in November already. Everybody clink in. Clinkety clink. I'm going to take a sip. Last week I got really, really sick. I had like this 3-day flu. It was violent and horrible. I don't want to talk about it. It started, if you get a headache and a neck ache, watch out, because that's how it started. And then after 3.5 days, I started feeling better and I was fine, but my voice is a little dry, which it always is anyway, so nothing new. All right, are you ready to find out if you're the winner? All right, just to recap, the winner is going to receive these 3 skeins or skeins of Vanna's Choice. This is, let me find the label I can read the color. Let's see. Oh, here it is. This is called Wheat. It's a medium number 4 acrylic yarn. You're going to get all 3 of these skeins and an ergonomic H 5.0 crochet hook. Are you ready? All right. I've got my notes here just to make sure I say the name right. The winner of the November giveaway, ba-bump chink, is Charlotte Hyatt. And that last name is spelled because, just in case I didn't pronounce it right, Charlotte, we all know how to spell Charlotte, and the last name is Hyatt. I think that's like the hotels, isn't it? The Wyatt hotels. Anyway, congratulations, Charlotte. Now, do not post your email or shipping address anywhere that anybody else can read it. To contact me to give me your shipping address, Charlotte, you can send me a message on Facebook through Posh Pooch Designs, or you can go to www.poshpoochdesigns.com. Up in the right corner, you can click where it says contact, and it'll shoot me an email right over there. And any of you who have a question, you can contact me that way. One thing I do want to say is if you want to send me a picture, because lately I've been getting pictures and they're all out of focus. One of them was just like totally stretched really long. Make sure you send a picture because a lot of people like me to see what they're doing and maybe answer a question. So anyway, if you do that, send it as an attachment. When you click it and it goes to email, up in the top it'll say attachment, and it looks like a paperclip, and you can click that, and then you can click your picture. All right, because for some reason it's just, if you send it as a picture within an email, my security I can't remember what you call that, protection isn't letting them come through. And a lot of times, if you try it a couple of times, it sends it on to junk mail. All right. So I just wanted to talk about that real quick. So congratulations, Charlotte. Contact me soon, because just as soon as you contact me, I'll get it in the mail. Alrighty, now we have lots of fun things to talk about today. The first thing I wanted to show you was this adorable little sheep. Check this out. Is that not the cutest thing? Well, my friend Anne Marie Karcher, she sent all of us in the Chain 1 Sip 1 crochet group, which is our local crochet group that we have here in our city in Parker. We don't get to meet as much as we would like, but it is fun to get together and have coffee and talk about crochet and bring our projects. Well, she moved. We miss her very much. And she sent us each one of these little sheep. And what we're going to do is we're going to decorate it for Christmas. And so I might need some ideas of how I can crochet something tiny and fun and some sort of, I was thinking a coffee theme somehow. So that's my little sheep. I need to give it a name and some clothes. So your ideas and thoughts would be great on that. Isn't it adorable? It's just a tiny little felted sheep. I thought I would show that to you today because I love it. The other thing I wanted to show you is I was in Walmart picking up, the thing is we don't have a neighborhood market or even a small grocery store. And the milk is always all the way to the back in every single King Super or Walmart or whatever. And so a lot of times I'll just run to my Walgreens, a little more, but it's better than going to the back of the store. Anyway, long story short, I'm walking through Walmart and y'all know I love Snoopy, right? Well, I saw this. This is just hilarious. This can of popcorn, and look at it. It looks like it's wearing a sweater. Well, my family, the tradition is, even though this popcorn never really tastes all that great, we always get a can of popcorn every year and work a puzzle. And so I thought this was perfect. Isn't that adorable? I think it was like $5.95, super cheap. I got to show you Snoopy. Where'd he go? There he is. Look at that. It looks like it's a Peanuts ugly sweater canister. I just wanted to show you that. I think it's adorable. See, it says woof woof. I think it was like $5.95 at Walmart. It's so much fun. All right, that's enough silliness. Let me tell you about a brand new yarn I found. When I was out that same day, I ran into Hobby Lobby because I needed to pick up some yarn for some orders. I'm starting to get my Christmas dog hat orders in, and so I needed to get some of their sparkly green and red yarn. And I like theirs because I like the texture of it, I like how it's spun, and I like how soft it is. It makes really nice dog hats and sweaters and things. So I'm walking through there. I've already got what I need, and I look over and I spot this yarn. You're not going to believe it. It looks like peppermint yarn. All right? They were having their 30% off day. I guess it's like once every month or something. I used to keep up, but I haven't kept up. But anyway, the name of this yarn is Yarn Bee, and it's called Color Play Royal Guard. Okay, so they're thinking probably the Royal Guard in England or something. I'm thinking peppermint, right? Red and white peppermint for Christmas. This yarn, you get 3.5 ounces. I'm looking for the weight on here. It is a 6. And I'm thinking this is perfect for a hood, right? Maybe a hood with a cowl. So I think it's adorable. So I picked up 3 of them. Don't you think that looks like peppermint? And I love peppermint. So I want to tell you about this yarn. Also, I think it's regular. Yeah, it's $4.99 for one skein. But go when they have their 30% off. And they'll probably have 1 or 2 more before Christmas. If you want some of this, chunky number 6 acrylic. I'm calling it peppermint yarn. I love it. I can't wait to do something with this. All right, so I wanted to show you that. Now, we did do 3 patterns this week. The one we did yesterday was our number 11 square. And this one's really interesting because we started with a single crochet and we did chain loops. We did 6 chain loop, 4 6-chain loops. And then we have some V-stitches up here. And then we did our basic corners. All right, now, I've been getting a lot of questions about the Grantastic Crochet Along. Okay, and what it is, if you go to YouTube, go to the playlist, put in Grantastic Crochet Along 2019, all the videos will come up. They'll always be there for you. So if you don't have time to do this, or you just want to do one or two of the squares, go for it. They'll always be there. The link for every written pattern is underneath every video, so you'll be able to find that. And then there's also a link for the page that has all the squares, all the links for the patterns, and all the links for the videos. So they're everywhere out there. As a matter of fact, someone, I think her name was Tanya, she put in Google Grandtastic Crochet Along, and all the videos came up. So don't forget that Google is also your friend, okay? Use Google and find us. All right, so this is our 11th square. We've done one each month, and then you have to do at least 4 of each style. And then we have one more month, and I'll go ahead and give you a little hint. Next month's going to be a star, and I'm very excited about that. Okay, and then after we get all the squares completed, I'm going to show you how that I'm going to hook them together. And of course, you can do however you want to. And then I'm going to show you the trim that I'm going to do. All right, and so, and then that will be the end of our Grandtastic Crochet Along. But like I said, those patterns, those videos will always be there for you, so you can do them whenever you have a minute or two. And the thing is, you can do one square, make a bunch of them, however you want to. Now, we waited to put all the squares together because we have 12 different styles, and of course 4 or more of each style, and I'm going to mix mine all up. And I did all of mine in the same color. Lots of people are using different colors or using up their scraps. You can do that as well. That's the neat thing about this sort of crochet along. Just make sure you use the same weight fiber, the same kind of fiber, and the same crochet hook for your whole project. The other thing I wanted to mention is about blocking. I do not block my whole blankets for the most part. I just don't, unless it's like a baby blanket and I'm giving it for a gift and I want it to look really pretty. Because once it goes through the laundry a few times by that mama, because you know babies, they spit up and do other things on their baby blankets. Because more times than not, it ends up on the floor for the baby to sit on. Okay? But what I do when I'm going to do a square is I'll block all my individual squares. And the reason I do that is it makes them so much easier to put together. And I'm not fiddling trying to stretch and move. Because all the squares probably are not going to have the same amount of stitches on the sides. And so we're going to have to ease them in anyway. And it makes it a lot easier if they're all the same size. Now, another question about this crochet along is all of mine measure 6 inches. Some people's are coming out 7 inches or 6.5, and some are coming out 5 or 5.5. That just means we all have different tension, and it's okay. Just make sure all of your squares are the same size, so you don't get any puckering or misshapenness in your blanket or whatever you're making. You can make a blanket, a lapgan, a table runner, pillows, whatever you want with these squares. Bibs, shirts, clothes, whatever. They're there for you to use for whatever you want. You know me. I want you to use your creative juices, and I want you to have a good time. I do not want you to be frustrated with your crochet. Okay, so the other things that we did this week were gingerbread, and I'm really excited about these. I had so much fun. So, here's the original gingerbread house ornament. Here's one we did using pink. And then I did a frozen one because this was a special request from my granddaughter. And then here's one we did without the dog bone. And so what I wanted to show you, let me grab these two that are similar. This one is with the dog bone. Oh, this one is with the dog bone, one without. Let me move the hanger. All right, these make great ornaments. And they're fun because even if you don't want to put, let's say, that dog bone, you can pick up, say, a paw print button, or there's tons of Christmas buttons out there right now that you can decorate with. You can use these for place markers, decoration, buntings, whatever you want to do with these. They're super fun. All right. And that's one of my most favorite ornaments, and you'll see those on my tree this year. The other gingerbread pattern, and don't forget, that's a written pattern and a video and also a photo tutorial, okay? Now, the other one we did was the gingerbread coaster. Okay, so you can use it as a coaster. And you can also use it as an ornament. The only thing I suggest is if you're going to use it as an ornament, you make 2 of the center pieces that we call the gingerbread cookie portion. You make 2 of those, put those together, and then do your trim. And that'll get you a much sturdier ornament if you're going to hang it up. And we did a boy and a girl. And here's another little girl. This one, her bow got cockeyed because I made her a few years ago. All right, so there's our gingerbread cookie coasters and ornaments. All right, so super duper fun. All right, let me make sure I showed you everything. I showed you our little lamb. I showed you the popcorn tin. I showed you the new candy cane yarn. And I'm so excited. I can't wait to do something with this. I think it's so pretty. And the name of it, if you're looking for it, I need to tell you that. It's called Color Play Royal Guard. 3.5 ounces, 100% acrylic. And it says that it takes a... I'm looking for the millimeters on there. It's got the gauge. Oh, it takes an M 9 millimeter. But really, it depends on how tightly you stitch. I did want to show you that basically what it is it's a white and a red that is spun together. So you're probably getting 2, let me pull those apart a little bit. You're probably getting like about a 4 and a 4, and then they took them and spun them together. So cool. I think I'm going to make a little lap gan. I think it'd be super fun to make out of that. I may have to go back and get more though. I did not see any of the green and white. I was wondering if y'all would ask me that. I didn't see that. All right. So I think we covered everything. Let me look through here and see if anybody has any questions. I see lots of clinking. Oh, Jennifer says she wants one of those sheep. You know, I don't know where she got the little sheep from. It's a little felted sheep. As talented as my friend is, she may have made these. She's very talented when it comes to crafts and yarn things. So she may have made those. But it is super cute. You can always check it at Hobby Lobby or your other craft stores like Joann's or Michael's to see if they have any of the little sheep. Let me see how big it is. Let me grab my tape measure. Hey now. Okay, so it measures about 5 inches. Yeah, it's about 5 inches across by about 5 inches tall at its head. So it's not great big. So you'll have to give me some hints about how I should turn this sheep into coffee and crochet, huh? It's adorable. Well, that's all I've got today. That was a lot of information, I know. All right, so we talked about the winner. Congratulations, Charlotte Hyatt. We talked about new yarn, new patterns. We talked about drying your yarn and taking care of it. And one thing I do want to say, like I've said in the past, I love doing this. It's so much fun to get on and talk with you and look at your comments and see what you're interested in. And I love seeing all the new names, all the old names, and I just really want to say thank you. Thank you so much. I've come a long way, but I have a long ways to go. When I first started, doing my videos on YouTube, my thought was just to be helpful, not really to do tutorials, just to maybe answer some questions and things like that, because I was a little nervous about doing the tutorials. And it does take a lot of work, a lot of time. But now it's become such a fun thing for me. And yes, I'm nervous every time I do a video or a tutorial. I mean, that's human nature. But I do really, really enjoy it. And I love seeing all the pictures that you send me. And the best way to post a picture is to go to the PPD Puppy Love group. Okay? I'm going to, if you go to, here over on the Posh Push Designs Facebook page, you can get to the group from there. And the group is PPD Puppy Love Crochet. And the reason that it's a closed group is I had a lot of trouble with spam, inappropriate spam. And so we just closed it. And so because I have a young girl that I work with that is autistic, that is learning crochet and things, I just don't want to take a chance of there being anything inappropriate. Okay, and that's why every post in that group has to be approved. And I try to approve them all. I pop in there several times a day because I do get the chance to work at home. So the best place to post a picture, and I want you to post pictures. I want to see your projects because I love seeing what you make. And even if it's not my patterns, I love seeing your crochet. And I also love seeing when you take one of my patterns and you use your artistic genius and come up with something really cool using different yarns or different weight yarns or different colors or different crochet hooks or added this or changed that. I don't mind that at all. And I know there's a lot of designers out there that don't want you doing that. That's not me. I want you to enjoy crochet. I want you to have a good time using your creative juices, as I say, and have fun. And that's why I say thank you. Because I cannot do what I love at all unless you guys come and watch. I love my Facebook friends. I love my YouTube friends. And so I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to let you go. Don't forget to congratulate Charlotte. And Charlotte, you contact me and I'll get your prize out. And don't forget, the first week of December, I'll tell you what our December giveaway is. All right, everybody. Bye-bye now, and thanks for popping in.